and welcome to this bite-sized video for the Digital Business Services T-Level, where we'll explore Task 2A for the Data Technician Employer Set project. The Employer Set project consists of a series of tasks designed to assess the 5 assessment objectives shown, and this skills assessment is set and marked by NCFE. The ESP is conducted during a 2-week assessment window, which will be available during the summer and autumn terms. The tasks are designed to replicate the real-life industry experience, and we use employers and industry experts when developing the ESP to help achieve this. Now, this video will focus on Task 2A, where students start to consider their requirements to complete the project presented in the ESP brief, which will assess assessment objectives 2 and 3. Task 2A occurs during the first assessment week, and this is scheduled by you, the provider, during the window stipulated by NCFE, which can be found in our key date schedule. The session is supervised rather than invigilated, lasting 2 hours. If students have any access arrangements or reasonable adjustments, such as additional time for assessments, then you should apply that internally and increase the task of the time by the relevant amount. The assessment material should only be available to students during the scheduled session, so do take account of this and ensure you have secure storage areas for students' evidence. Internet access is not permitted for this task, and if a student is absent on the scheduled day of Task 2A, then you can rearrange a new session within the first assessment window before the students sit Task 2B. Now, for this task, students will propose and consider what is required for the next steps. For example, internal price data and competitors' price data. The scenario will provide some insight, but also the instructions should outline this. Students will then be required to produce a written document report for their approach, and the focus can vary from one assessment series to another. Is it a team meeting or for another stakeholder? This helps understand the audience they're aiming at. This is a chance to consider potential internal data such as sales or marketing, and external data such as competitors or market research. Obviously, there's more options available, so ensuring students are familiar with how a business will use data, what data it will use internally, and what external data would help make the business decisions. If the content was regarding sourcing and using data, then considerations could include the type and source of data needed, the type of analysis, technical process to be performed on the data, such as the information they're hoping to extract, or any particular analysis or trends or variables they intend to examine. Applications for the data for meeting the aim of the brief, and justify why their approach is the most suitable. When practicing with different timeframes is one way to help students prepare for this task, with the inclusion of the needs of aims of the business being a good tip, which can act as a reminder to ensure the information is relevant to the brief. With the inclusion of the additional needs or aims of the business being a good tip, which can act as a reminder to ensure the information is relevant. Here's an example using the Summer 22 series, and this can be a quick for students to include, as they can copy and paste the information from the brief. With a subtitle for each piece of information they require and why they might source it from, depending on the brief, of course. In this case, the client wants to launch a new product range, so perhaps internal sales data or customer reviews of their current products, followed by their intentions for that information. What are they planning to do or look for? In this example, it might be worth looking at the top selling products or at the sales price or manufacturing costs. and qualitative data in the form of customer reviews, and I might be interested in feedback on the highest and lowest rated products. And how can this be useful for the business aims? How can that insight inform the client? In this example, I may be interested in finding out what sales price is best for the new product range, or maybe popular design, colours or materials too is relevant to the brief. With customers' feedback helping to understand and predict the potential likes and dislikes that can inform on the design of a new product range. We do hope you found this useful and have a better understanding of Task 2A, and do see the other bite-sized videos that form part of this Employer Set project series. Thank you.